Hello and welcome to Brian Dick's Rugby Roundup. I'm joined in the studio by the voice of Midlands Rugby, Brian Dick. Welcome, Brian.
Thanks, Chrissy. Hi.
And let's first start with a trip to Doncaster for the Bees, and let's hear what Russell Earnshaw has to say.
So, boys, it's a little bit like resitting an exam. We played them a week and a half ago and did well in certain areas and poorly in other areas. And we looked at what we talked about doing before the Doncaster game, what we actually did. And we got an opportunity to try that again a week and a half on and see if we've made improvements in certain areas. So forwards orientated, and they try and impose themselves physically upon you. So we've got a job to do. You know, with 8, 12, 13 forwards, however many we have in our squad, we've got to front up.
So Brian, Russell's side have a lot to prove.
They do. Russell's right. It is going to be like resitting an exam. However, it's not like resitting an A-level. This one doesn't matter as much. It's more like a cycling proficiency test, and if they fall off, it doesn't really matter. It's only a British and Irish Cup game, and we all know their season for the last several months has been building towards these end-of-season playoffs. That said, they would like to go. They do need this first win, and I think they're in with a sneak again. Yes, Doncaster are flying at the moment. They've won a lot of games, but they have been playing a lot of games. They've been playing in midweek for the last 3 or 4 weeks as well, and they got heavily beaten in Bristol. They're almost there. They probably are safe in the Championship now, to be honest. So I wonder if there'll just be a little bit of mental fragility, a bit of a slack off there that Bees can take care of.
And it's a big game for Russell himself.
It is. Russell's put himself back in the side, much to the annoyance of some of his colleagues at Bees. He's not played. Well, he's played once in probably 3 months since he had this shoulder injury. He openly admitted to me that he's on form. He's probably not in the first choice back three. What's happened is Ross Noonan's got a knee injury. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks. He's been absolutely outstanding, and the way he's been playing, he probably would keep Russell out the side. But I think if you're looking at the playoffs and you're looking at Bees' best team, I think that probably does contain Russell, and it'll be an important weekend for him on the pitch and off it.
Thanks. And while Bees are in Yorkshire, Moseley travelled to Llanelli in what appears to be a low-stakes fixture. Let's hear what Ian Smith has to say.
I think in the big scheme of things, it's a crucial game. I think we've blooded a few players on Tuesday. I think it's up to them to report back tonight to the group, and especially the selected team, what they encountered and what is likely to be on offer on Saturday at Llanelli. It's a different environment. I think they approach the game slightly differently. Some of the interpretations can be different at breakdown, especially we found. But it's important from now we get something out of this game, then lead on to Bedford, and obviously into Bristol.
Well, that was Ian Smith, and he doesn't seem to think it's a meaningless match. What do you think?
Well, I probably wouldn't use the word crucial. It's not crucial because neither side is likely to progress. It is important, though, from a collective point of view, that they get Aberavon out of their system. Tuesday night in Port Talbot in a driving rain, it did what it said on a tin, really. It wasn't a very enjoyable occasion. It wasn't a good match. Moseley need to start playing and get some momentum into their season now. And individually, there are some guys that really need big games. There's guys like Andy Hall, James Rodwell, really high-profile guys for Moseley that do need to start justifying the big names that they've got. And if they can do that at Llanelli, wherever it's going to be, then it's as good a place to start as any.
Thanks. Well, let's move on to Stourbridge now, and they're going to bottom of the table side Manchester, a side which have lost 20 matches this season and conceded over 1,700 points. Surely that's a win. Well,
Stourbridge hope so, certainly. They don't want to be the first team to lose to Manchester, although there's just some green shoots there for Manchester. It looks as though they might be starting to move in the right direction. Stourbridge's need is absolutely desperate, though. The season has stalled a little bit, and what they need to do now is they need to go to Manchester. Doesn't matter if they score 4 tries or 24 tries. What they need to do is they need to go and win, and they need to get some continuity to their game, because they've got Cinderford next week, and if they go to Cinderford and start there from a standing start, it's going to be really difficult for them.
Well, thanks Brian once again, and thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you want to send us your questions, then do so by emailing the address at the bottom of the screen. Join us next week for more Midlands rugby news. Bye for now.